What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Heart and Soul. It is just me today, just Kathryn. Um, just here to do a little catch up on what's been going on lately. And yeah, it's going to be a quick episode, possibly audio only. I haven't decided, but um, let's just go with I hope you're listening to this on audio. Obviously, if you're hearing this, you're listening to it on audio. So I'm dumb. I'm going to keep going. Um, okay, so I'm just gonna kind of fill you in on the last week because it was crazy. Um, but basically, I last Thursday had to go to the hospital. I had to go to triage, um, which sounds a lot scarier than it was, but it definitely was jolting. I think for like any pregnant woman to be told like, "Hey, we need to further evaluate this," is scary. But basically, I have to go in every single week for stress tests for the baby, which is where you like sit down for 30 minutes and they monitor the baby's heart rate and um there's like something else with like fluid and oxygen levels and all that too. But for like 30 minutes straight, just to make sure it's like steady and healthy and sounding and looking okay. And then you also like count their fetal movements at the same time. You like push a little button every time they move. Um, so I have to do that every week from 32 weeks on until the baby's here. So I've been doing those appointments and I went in last Thursday for my appointment and they take your blood pressure at the beginning of every appointment as they do pretty much every time you go to the doctor. And my blood pressure was high, which is very unlike me. I actually am most likely to have low blood pressure. So it's like the first time the doctor had ever seen it spike to like a higher level. And I'm sure there's like so many reasons as to why. Like I had exercised 30 minutes before that appointment. I had been coaching on my feet all morning. Yada, yada, yada. There's so many things. But basically, because I'm double high risk after with my like recurrent losses and then also my age, they were like, we can't risk anything. So we're going to have to send you to triage today. So that's at the hospital, just like at the same building where you deliver your baby. And basically, every pregnant woman on earth was sent to triage on Thursday, last Thursday. I swear it was like so packed. Had some great conversations with some women in the lobby, but was waiting for a long time, about hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 2 hours until I was able to be seen. And then once I was seen, they had a room that they took me to and they did the same thing. They monitored my blood pressure and the baby for like 3.5 hours straight. So you just lay there and everything's measured and you just lay there. If you know me, you know I don't do well with just like sitting still. So that was tough. And like you don't have a phone charger because you just think you're going to a doctor's appointment. So I'm like trying to like limit my battery life on my phone and not like watch shows or whatever, listen to too much, type too much. But they monitored me for like a really long time. And then at the same time, they also took like a bunch of blood work. I have like mild anemia for this pregnancy. But they've tested me twice in the last 2 months and it's like kind of gotten lower. Like my hemoglobin levels have gotten lower. And so they wanted to do like more iron testing to see if I needed to do something more extreme than a supplement. Turns out I don't, which is very nice to know. Um, and then they did, I honestly, when you like go to the doctor or to get blood work and then they like send you back the results online and you're like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. They did all that stuff plus more. So it was like a bunch of results coming back and like some said normal, some said abnormal. And I don't know what that means, but basically they told me everything was okay. So that's great news. But it took so long. So like I had my doctor's appointment, my original just like check-in stress test appointment at 10:30. Well, then that led to like checking into the hospital around like 11:15. Well, then I waited for a while. Then I get a room. Then the lab's backed up. So they can't discharge you until they have your lab results. You can leave. I found out you can leave at your own like risk, basically, if you would like, against their will, but you could possibly not be covered by insurance. And I'm like, I've been here all day, so I can't leave. It's going to be expensive. Um, and I had a class to coach at 5, but I'm thinking I'm here at 11:15. Like I'm in the clear. I can still coach this class. Well, no, honey, I could not coach this class. I had to keep messaging my clients and being like, I'm pretty sure I'll be out by then, but if not, can you do 5:30? If not, can you do this? And I'm like telling the doctor, like, I have this appointment. Is like there any way you can like rush my labs up to the top? I don't know what it is. But I'm at this point not even being monitored anymore. I'm just sitting in the room waiting for these lab results, which was super annoying. But such is life. I ended up having to cancel the class, um, which obviously worth it for the health of my body and my child. But everything came back normal. I do now have to take my blood pressure every single day, which is super fun. And since then, honestly, it's been totally normal. So at first I was like, oh my gosh, pretty fearful once they like sent me to triage, because you just never want to hear that something's like not right in your body, especially when you're like trying to keep another human alive inside of your body. But now I'm feeling like not stressed really at all about it, and just kind of like false alarm, hopefully. I am like a little more hyper aware now of like the baby's movements, and like I'll get in my head if like it's been 5 minutes and I haven't felt anything or things like that. But I think that's kind of like maybe every mom question mark, um, especially around this time of pregnancy. When you're listening to this, I'll be 35 weeks tomorrow. So I am like getting close to the end. In Jesus' name, this little chickadee comes out early, because everyone who's been pregnant knows that the last 4 weeks are just the most uncomfortable. I'm already in it. I feel like my hips are killing me. I feel like pressure in my feet. When I lay down, it hurts. When I stand up, it hurts. Wills wants to play. I like can't play as hard. It's just like everything's limited. And for someone who loves to move, i.e. me, I love to move. It's literally my job, and also my passion. I am very limited in how I can move these days. And so anyways, the last 4 weeks are going to be tough. So I am here for it if this little girly wants to come out early, an early girly. So yeah, that's a little update on my hospital visit. Don't even know if you care, but this is the drama of my life. And then this weekend, I had a baby shower thrown for me by 4 lovely friends, 3 soul sisters, and one is Sarah, whom you know. And then she's been on friend of show, guest of show. And then one of my church friends, they all came together and threw this beautiful shower. So cute. They had like a pink candy bar, a amazing food spread, punch, all that stuff. It was like so beautifully done. The decor was great. And it was just so nice to feel celebrated, honestly. I was like, okay, this is like becoming more real. There's like something about like, obviously, like, it's real because there's a baby inside of you. Like something is like kicking you and hitting you. But like, I think the nearness of this next season of life is becoming more real at this phase, because I'm opening these presents at the party and I'm seeing like the cutest little outfits that she's going to be wearing, and like the wagon she's going to be riding in, and the diaper changing thing that she's going to be changed on. It's just like making it all the more real. And it's super exciting, a little scary, because I'm about to enter into life as a mom of 2, which I know is going to be like a whole different race, a whole different battle, but one that women have been doing for ages. So I feel like it's going to be tough. Obviously, I know that. I think that going into this second baby coming is a little less scary, because one, I know what to expect when it comes to like birth. Although we all know that that can always change. Like it can always go against like your expectations based off like how your baby comes out for your health. But that's a little less intimidating to me. Like I'm not scared of like delivery. And like I remember when Michael and I were postpartum with William, and we were drowning. We were like, what did we just do? And we got on a call with one of Michael's friends, um, a couple friends, like an older couple, not that much older, but like in like the next season of life where they had like 3 kids and had been through it. And we were like, y'all, what did we just do? Like, what are we feeling? And the mom was basically like, listen, the first is really hard because everything is so unknown. It feels like a black hole. Like, you don't know the milestones that come up next. Like, you don't know when they're going to stop cluster feeding. You don't know when they're going to start sleeping through the night. You don't know when XYZ is going to stop, when this is going to start. It's all just like so unknown that it feels really daunting when you're in it because you're like, is this my life? In fact, if you listen to last week's episode with Michael, he often says, like, my life was over. It felt over, which kind of rubs me the wrong way sometimes, but it is what it is. It's kind of true. Like, that's kind of how you feel. But with the second, I'm a little less like fearful because I feel like I know the milestones to come. Now I will have a toddler at the same time. So that's a whole nother like war zone that I'm gonna have to enter into. But I feel a little less stressed about like, okay, I know I'm not gonna sleep for probably X amount of time. Like that's just something I can like mentally prepare for now. I know that I don't really love breastfeeding, and that's something I can like just, power through. Or like I'm a little less anxious about like feeling like I need to keep breastfeeding if it's not working for me and baby. Like I feel way more free to be like, okay, if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll switch to formula. I'll switch to pumping something. Like I just feel I guess my perspective has changed, which is interesting because my word for the year was perspective. So I'm gaining some new perspective on parenthood, and just entering into the second baby doesn't feel as like unknown scary. Obviously, it's going to be hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easier. I'm just saying it's going to be more mentally, I'm going to be more mentally prepared, hopefully, in Jesus' name. But the baby shower was incredible. I had so much fun. I felt so celebrated. I really, truly have like the best females surrounding me in this city. And it's really, really sweet to know that my little girl is going to have like so many women who outside of me are pouring into her and loving her and helping raise her, because it really does take a village. When we were in Puerto Rico a month or more ago, I don't know, it's been maybe over a month ago. Yeah, over a month ago. One of the guys there was talking about this book that he read where it's basically about this dad who started this like group. Him and his friends started this like group where they all had sons, and they would like meet once a month, and the sons would feel not only connected to their dads, but feel like they're being poured in by these other like older role model men in their lives. And it created this like really cool little community. And then once the kids grew up, they like all did this huge graduation trip together. And it felt like, you know, every kid was not only seen by their father, but seen by other prominent men in their lives whom they respected. And I was just thinking about that at my shower on Saturday. I was thinking like, oh my gosh, she's going to have so many women who she can like run to and turn to when mom's not cool, and or when mom's like just not doing it, who are going to like pour into her and who I trust and like speak life into her and give her advice. And um that just felt really comforting as a mom, and really cool to think that like I've found a village, a tribe here that um, will love my kid. And they already love Will's, but there's something about just like a mom and a daughter and like mom friends, and that I don't know, it became all the more real to me on Saturday that I'm actually having a girl. um like not only the clothes, like you're unwrapping these clothes and you're just picturing their little cutie bodies in these little tiny outfits that are like actually cute, because boys clothes are not cute. I think all moms who have boys can admit that. Like why are we still doing all dinosaurs and trucks? Come on, we need something else. We need some versatility here. But it also like became more aware. I became more aware that I'm having a girl based off just like imagining her growing up with like this cool community of like the soul women and my church friends and just like miscellaneous friends I've met throughout the city. Being there for her. So cool. What else is going on? Oh, I'm like nesting, I guess, which has been a long time coming because I'm somewhat of a procrastinator when it comes to like real world things. But thank God my mom, shout out Marianne, is in town and she is the queen of nesting and organization and preparing. And we're getting her little room. I say that with air quotes ready because we live in a 3-bedroom home. Will's is obviously has his room, and you don't want to disturb your toddler's sleep with a newborn baby and an infant. So we are using the guest room as like a double room so guests can stay there, but it's also going to be like there's like a little corner nook that is going to be her room. So it's so different than when I was nesting with Wills. I was like so excited to decorate this nursery and do all these things, but I think also I just it's not that I care less, it's just that I don't care as much about aesthetics, but maybe because I'm more tired, but we're going to use that little corner, make it all cute and girly, and then we'll figure out if maybe one day they'll share rooms or if we have more children, what that looks like. Do we move? Do we add on to the house? I don't know. But that's where we're at right now. So right now I'm like organizing, or my mother is basically like spearheading this mission and I'm following diligently. But we're organizing the room, we're organizing all the things. You forget how many things there are that the baby needs. Not only is it like diapers and wipes, but it's like all their little clothes, all their swaddles, all their burp cloths, everything, all the things, your pump parts, your bottle, like the new bottles, washing everything, cleaning everything. It's so much stuff. So we just kind of like are entering into that season, which is good because the baby's going to be here before we know it. So hopefully I'll have everything ready. My mom actually leaves town this weekend and I'm terrified because she's so good at this stuff and I'm so not good at this stuff. I'm like praying that we get everything done in the next like 3 days. So you can pray alongside me if you would like. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of all that's going on in my life. I mean, obviously still coaching Soul with Wills. When I was pregnant with him, I coached until literally the day I went into labor with him. So that's kind of my plan this time, unless like my health says otherwise. And then I have 3 awesome women who are going to be covering my group classes while I'm on, again, air quotes, maternity leave, because what is a maternity leave when you're self-employed and you actually don't get paid for leave? It's a whole thing. But while I'm, spending time with my child, I have 3 amazing women who are going to be coaching for me, and I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I think like right now, I'm just not really trying to take on any more weight when it comes to work, which feels a lot different than I did with Wills. I think with Wills, I was like hustle, hustle, hustle culture and very much in it because like before him, like my business was my baby and I still cherish my business, obviously, but my priorities have shifted and my time has shifted. So I think like my perspective, again, there's that word, my perspective this time around is a little bit different of where I'm like not trying to take on more and, hustle, hustle, hustle until the baby's here, but instead just like let it be what it is right now. And then like once we get back into a flow and see what our new routine will be, like reassessing growth from there when it comes to my business. So that's kind of where I'm at. And that being said, like I really don't know what the podcast is going to look like while I'm on maternity leave. Again, last time with Wills, I had all the time in the world. So I was like recording multiple episodes a week and stacking them up and making sure y'all had content every week that I was with baby. I don't know that I haven't been doing that, but I don't know that I'm going to do episodes when I'm on maternity leave or if I'm going to maybe one thought was like maybe me coming on solo once a month or every other week, me coming on solo and then maybe having like Melody or Sarah come on and doing like a co-host situation since they're both like good friends and already probably going to be at my house anyway. I don't know, but I just wanted to like mentally prepare you that my baby's due end of June and There's a possibility we might have a break. I'll obviously keep you posted on that the closer we get to it. So whatever. I know you're not like scared. I know that you're gonna be okay, but I just want to make sure y'all are in the know. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of all that's it. Just like growing a human and like, going to the hospital and all the things. But that's all that's been going on in my life lately. Want to just catch all up. I really hope y'all are doing well. I really hope that y'all are still enjoying this podcast. And if there's anything that you're like, I want more of this kind of content or I want less of this kind of content, like please message me. It doesn't offend me. In fact, I want to serve y'all. So I want to give you what you want to listen to. And before I log off, I want to encourage you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which I'll put in the show notes. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, the subscriptions really help for like getting noticed. And I would love for more people to find the podcast, like video wise, not just audio. So if you could please just click that link. It will take 2 seconds. Subscribe on YouTube, and that would mean the world to me. And if you'd like to leave a review, if it's a good one, leave a review, please. And besides that, I love you guys so much. I'll be back with a guest next week, and I am looking forward to whatever this last month or so looks like before maternity leave, and then keeping y'all updated on what's going to happen when baby gets here. Have an awesome week, y'all, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.